Okay, well, Lars, what is the cloud?
Yeah.
Where's the cloud? Are we in the cloud right now? You probably asked yourself those questions, but well, Lars, the cloud is everywhere. Spotify is the cloud, Facebook is the cloud, Gmail is the cloud, Dropbox is the cloud is basically everywhere. Okay, well, in simplest terms, cloud computing means storing and accessing data and programs on the internet, which I was trying to explain to Lars, but now we're gonna watch this video about cloud computing.
Okay, well, first of all, welcome to our video on cloud computing. We hope this video will be informative and clear on every aspect of this very innovative and amazing technology. The research setup was as follows. First of all, the main research question is how has cloud computing changed the supply chain design elements and which led to different supply chain outcomes. Additionally, the sub-research questions have been formulated as follow. What is cloud computing and how has it affected the way companies design the supply chain? Secondly, how have businesses successfully integrated cloud computing and its processes in an efficient and useful way? What are the pros and cons of cloud computing?
Then 4. What are the potential data security vulnerabilities of cloud computing and how have companies avoided these? 5. How will businesses continue to innovate and make use of cloud computing in order to stay ahead of the competition? And then 6. What are the future developments of cloud computing and how will these change the supply chain?
Well, firstly, thanks for the opportunity to have an interview with you and Perfect as well.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. Well, firstly, how are you today?
I'm very fine, thank you. I had a really good night, so fresh within the park. Here we are sitting in the old monastery. We can work, and that's okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, very briefly, I'm a mechanical engineer from origin, and I started with a colleague this company in 2004, and it's a business consulting and technical consulting company, and we are in the market of major manufacturing industries, and we help them with optimizing their organization and technical structures. Also help them with major projects like turnarounds to manage them. That's what we do. We are working in the Netherlands, Germany and Belgium, and with approximately 120 employees. We have redeveloped our IT architectural environment, and for us is a technical way of working in the cloud. Very important, because we want to take part of the knowledge databases our people need to work with. So in every workplace they can log in, and with a security way they come in their own environment, wherever and what custom they are. So they always have the right data and the right procedures and documents they need. So that's the reason why we have put all the data and all programs in a cloud environment, and it's available for everyone, everywhere, as long as there's internet. That's of course very important.
Okay.
Yeah, we defined our processes, so we have all our own services within the monastery, but because of the software issues, the developing issues and the not compliance of programs to each other, we had to make a general new structure. So we defined our processes and put them in a server, but not in this place, but somewhere else. So it takes a lot of work. It has a lot of impact. But I think now that it's good to do, because you think about what is what I need and what is the way it should be working. So that I think that's the most important lesson. You ask every manager and every employee, what do you need and how can we do this effectively, but most of all efficient. And then you put it in a new software environment with more security. That's the main. We had not very much problems, so it was quite were minor problems we had. So it was a very successful project.
Okay.
I think it's very important that data is remaining in Europe or in an environment that's secure. Mm-hmm. That's very important. I think that the internet connection with the way you are getting access to the data, that this is very important to define and to make very security rules. Because otherwise you will lose everything or can be manipulated. Mm-hmm. Yeah, recently we had a ransomware attack from, we think, India, so that could be very dangerous for the company. So security rules are very important. That's also the reason that we have our own server environment in a data center, mm-hmm. just for us. So there are some rules, and we did some investigations. So that's, for us, it's very important that it's secure. But again, it's important because people are all over the place, all over Europe. They have to get data to their own work environment, and they do it by this way of working by internet. Mm-hmm. I think it's the future. Mm-hmm. So it's just a way of developing the way of working and the securities. So also the security of, I see an iPhone, it's also a computing system who can get access to this cloud computing environment. Mm-hmm. So it's important that all devices and everybody who has can get on this platform, that all these users must be secure. Mm-hmm. So, and that's still developing. So we are in a developing way somewhere. Yeah. But in the future, for sure, it's going to be a safe and very practical and efficient way of working.
Okay, the interview with Frank made it clear how cloud computing is changing the supply chain and the way companies do business in quite a significant way. He only switched to the cloud in the beginning of 2017 and has already found some hurdles and issues. So, in conclusion, it has been found that there are 8 ways the cloud has changed supply chain management. Firstly, there's advancement in analytics capabilities. Secondly, the integration of multiple platforms, the removal of geographic and political boundaries, enhanced security measures, increased IT capabilities, adjusting to market volatility, increased scalability abilities, and finally, reduced costs. And all of these points will also eventually change the supply chain design elements. And that was also the main research question, but how has cloud computing actually changed supply chain design elements, which led to different supply chain outcomes?
For manufacturing, the data can be seen and found anywhere across the globe. Actually, for warehouses, it is quite the same due to the fact that one can easily find the required product data anywhere at any time. Furthermore, cloud computing has changed transportation due to the fact that companies are able to constantly see where their products are online by using track and trace systems. Then, when speaking about IT systems, it should be obvious how cloud computing has changed supply chain management, and systems are fully put on the cloud and companies are storing their data online more and more. Product assortment decisions, on the other hand, have simply been changed due to the companies having access to big data, and which eventually results in more personalized ads and having a more knowledge of what the customers really want. Finally, working closely together with partners has become significantly easier due to the fact that every business and every person around the world is connected with each other over the cloud.
Okay, well, additionally, cloud computing has also changed the supply chain outcomes, which actually are cost, responsiveness, resilience, security, innovation, and sustainability. Well, firstly, costs will be reduced due to the fact that cloud computing allows businesses to work more effective and more efficient. And then secondly, companies are more responsive due to companies having an insight into their supply chain wherever they are and on whatever device they're using. Thirdly, businesses are more resilient due to them being more connected. Fourthly, security, which is probably, as Frank also pointed out, the biggest issue companies have with cloud computing. But we believe that advancements have shown that security will be less of an issue in the future. Fifthly, innovation in the cloud will make sure companies will keep improving and saving costs in their supply chain. And then finally, organizations are able to work more sustainably due to the fact that data is stored online and paper-based supply chains will appear less and less. Okay, first of all, we hope this video has been informative and clear on what cloud computing can do for supply chain management. Cloud computing does not only make a business more efficient and effective, but it also allows businesses to satisfy their customer demand more easily while also having lower costs and while saving energy. There are, however, several security issues that have been pointed out before, but we believe that these will eventually be taken care of. Well, long story short, it is recommended that every business and supply chain manager switches to a cloud-based system due to the simple fact that the pros outweigh the cons significantly.
Future's something we can barely see. There's something missing in the way we feel, and I have noticed in myself that I can't let it go. Wanna make a difference and believe in what we're gonna show. Gotta understand how things could be this way. You make a difference in a different way, and I've been feeling how you show your love for me so easily. Now I know how we could be forever caught in time. When it comes to love, and we gon' seize the day. Never knew that we could ever be this way, 'cause I've